The recent suite of Supreme Court decisions continues, this time siding with a cheerleader in a free speech case after she was punished by her school for things that she said very much not at her school. So they ruled that a Pennsylvania school district had violated her First Amendment rights by punishing her for a vulgar social media message sent away from school grounds. The vote was 8-1 with Justice Clarence Thomas dissenting. That's fun. The case concerned a cheerleader named Brandy Levy, a Pennsylvania high school student who had expressed her dismay over not making the varsity cheerleading squad by sending a colorful Snapchat message to about 250 people. So, colorful. How colorful? What colors? Well, let's let you know a little bit about that. She sent the message on a Saturday from the Cocoa Hut, a convenience store popular with teenagers, and sounds like what I would name the shed in my backyard. It includes an image of Miss Levy and a friend with their middle fingers raised, along with a string of words expressing the same sentiment. Using a swear word 4 times, Miss Levy objected to school, softball, cheer, and everything. And so the onus is on you to sort of put together how that works, but I think I've got it. How are you doing? Anyway, it was on Snapchat. They're designed to disappear, they're ephemeral. You throw them out there and then they're gone. But another student took a screenshot and showed it to her mother or coach. And isn't that student just the best kind of person? You're awesome, you're so fun. Anyway, the school suspended Miss Levy from cheerleading for a year, saying the punishment was needed to avoid for a year was to avoid chaos and maintain a team-like environment. You know, where you don't swear but you snitch. Anyway, so she decided, oh no, I'm taking you to court, and she ended up winning. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and so now the precedent is, being set for the degree to which maybe schools can try to silence students in this level, high school students, when they're not even there. I mean, I'm sure she walked through the hallways with middle fingers up, hands in the air, and putting in everybody's face, saying "F this school, F the softball team, F cheer, F everything." I'm sure they could do something about that because you're walking through school disrupting everything. But anybody who decides to watch this girl's Snapchat and see what she has to say, that's up to you, bro. Yeah. You don't have to follow. It's one of those things like you're gonna follow someone and see the things that they said and get offended by it and move on. Especially if it's not dealing directly with you. I wonder what the background is. There's some kind of a rivalry between the two of them. This person who outed her for being there, and then it's the school somehow thinking. Also, what damage does this do to the school?
I mean, it creates chaos.
I mean, so suddenly,
but I agree.
If my 16-year-old kid is gonna join the cheer team the next year, they go, oh, but there was that one girl last year who said F cheer. Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
I don't support it anymore.
I'm gonna transfer.
Yeah, I look. We've known for a very long time that these sort of rivalries run deep in the cheerleading world. I watched a series of documentaries called Bring It On growing up, and clearly those are still as true today as they were when they were released. But that said, this is fairly amazing that she was successful in this. And by the way, it's all context dependent. Like me joking about the person being a snitch. Look, if she said, F cheer, I'm gonna blow this building up. Well, then yeah, you can screenshot it and you can send it to someone. And in that case, the Supreme Court would be totally fine with that being given to the police and potentially being suspended and a bunch of stuff like that. But that isn't what was happening here. It was just her airing her anger. And related to that, I would say if you are Brandy Levy, this is like a prime time to release a t-shirt. You know how they have those ones with like the word and, just do one that has school, softball, cheer, and everything with a middle finger emoji after each one. You'll make like thousands of dollars. You should definitely do that.
Way more than that.
Probably. But there are 1 or 2 more wrinkles here. One wrinkle was brought to my attention by Jordan Ewell, a friend of the show, who tweeted out this little bit from one of the bits of reporting on the Supreme Court decision, pointing out that the Biden administration sided with the school district.
Of course they did.
Because of course, the Biden administration and the Biden DOJ and Merrick Garland are they're basically like those like Substack contrarians. It's like you just have to have the worst takes on literally everything. So yeah, of course they sided with the snitch. It was probably Merrick Garland who screenshotted the Snapchat in the first place. Don't let him friend you. He's not a good guy.
Do you know who else they sided with, John?
What's that?
In the Supreme Court decision, it was 8-1. Do you know who the one was?
Was Clarence Thomas.
The one was Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas said a school can regulate speech when it occurs off campus, so long as the approximate tendency to harm the school, its faculty or students, or its programs. It has approximate tendency to harm the school, its faculty or students or its programs. I'm not sure who it harmed in any of all those examples, which one of them got harmed. He went on to talk about how we're trying to catch up with this pace of technology, because she said it on her social media page. And although it wasn't happening in the school, many people associated with the school had the opportunity to see it, and therefore it affects the school. And we need to keep up with this technology thing.
Yeah.
There's a small part about that I agree. You have to start considering the technology part and understand that you can't control people's minds, their thought processes, and what they write away from school just because it's on social media. No, you can't control people 24 hours a day. No, you can't control a 14-year-old 24 hours a day. When she goes home, she can do what the hell she wants, as long as her parents are allowing her to do these things. So he can address the whole thing about keeping up with tech, but it sounds like he wants to keep up with tech to make sure we can stretch these limitations from people's speech, as long as we don't like them, to these type of tech things. Not, tech is getting so far, we have to understand that we can't go out and police people's thoughts. He's on the wrong side of that thought of it. He's on the right thought, but the wrong side of it.
Well, I would say that Clarence Thomas is on the side of cancel culture because he wants this cheerleader to get canceled over throwing up a middle finger. Unfortunately for him, as many people are pointing out in the chat, this is a cheerocracy, not a cheertatorship. So deal with that. The final point, just a historical footnote: Supreme Court has occasionally weighed in on free speech issues when it comes to students, generally in favor of limiting them. The last major decision on students' free speech was back in 2007, when the court sided with the principal who had suspended a student for displaying a banner that said "Bong hits for Jesus." Let the bong hits for Jesus guy go. Seriously, who's he hurting? He can't hurt anyone. He's doing too many bong hits for Jesus. It's for Jesus that he's doing it. You can't even do it for Jesus. Anyway, maybe it was the reference to religion in schools. I don't know.
He got in trouble for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still in solitary confinement. Anyway, okay, so with that, I'm joking about the solitary confinement. I think he's fine. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.